YouTube. How you guys doing? It's me, as always, back at it again. You know who I am. Um, so I've been wrestling a lot with this thought lately, and it's the thought that, like, I might quit my job soon. Well, not soon, it's just, I don't know. Like, it just keeps coming up to me that I should quit my job. And, like, I don't know, it's a lot of, like, I don't even know where to begin. It's just like where I want to begin is just getting constantly overruled by management in the name of like customer is always right. He XD. Like so there's this woman who's trying to bring back all this stuff. I don't even remember what it was, just all this stuff. She has no receipt, so I can't refund it. How am I supposed to refund this? Like or you don't have a receipt. Like, I can't refund this. You don't have a receipt. Can't you look it up on my card? No. Do you have the date and time of the transaction, which lane you went through? No. Well, then I can't look it up. Otherwise, I'd be sifting through all this data just looking for your freaking card number. Like, it's just ridiculous. And then a manager comes over and okays it, but like, in the defense in that situation, they were like specialty cookware items that we obviously do not sell very many of. And he was able to pull them up like on the movement report. So, like I mean, you could just see like one got sold in the last 28 days. I'm like, okay, well, here is the one that got sold. It's like, so in his defense, like, I don't have access to the movement reports. I can't log into that system. So, that one wasn't. The problem I had with that one was because how rude that woman was. She was extremely rude. Like the next dumb one was so our Kroger vitamins are buy one get one free, as they have been always. As far as I'm aware, they've always been buy one get one free. And obviously, you cannot return a buy one get one free item. Well, I mean, you can give it back to us. We're not giving you anything for it because it was free. You didn't pay for it. There's a difference between returning them and swapping them out without a receipt. I've swapped them out without a receipt. Like, oh, you want like the gummy one instead of the tablet one, right? I mean, they're both the same price. So if I just refund one and scan the other, it totals out to zero anyways. They were both free. Like if you had got, because it's not buy two of the same, it's buy one, get one of equal or lesser value. As long as they come up the same price, they can do it. The only problem is if the one they're getting is more expensive, then they have to pay the full price. But well, not really. Like this has never happened before. I'm just thinking through this in my head. Well, they wouldn't have to pay the full price. They'd have to pay the difference in the two prices, because what would end up happening was it would take the greater value one as the one you pay for and give you the other one for free. So it's basically taking off that difference. So you would actually just end up paying the greater difference if there was a difference. But if there's a lesser difference, it doesn't matter. You don't get an extra refund. It just swaps for free. I mean, that's the way I've always done it. I've never actually had it come up where they come up to be different prices. It's always the exact same price because they're just swapping it for like the different type of the same thing. But that's interesting though. When that comes up, I'll need to rack my brain again to figure out how to process that. But so, okay, back to this story. So she's trying to return a $22 thing of vitamins. Obviously, she has no receipt. I'm like, no, we can't refund this. This is a buy one get one free. I mean, we can take the item back but we can't refund your money. I mean, if you bring us both of them, we can refund them. That's the other thing, like buy one, get one free. If they bring you both of them, then you can refund it, but you only refund them for one. I can't refund this thing without a receipt. Like, I am not refund. I mean, if they did only buy one and just didn't want the extra free one for whatever reason, that's when you need the receipt to prove that. Otherwise, that's the free one and they're bringing it back. And I'm like, no, we can't refund this. No, no, no. Well, let me talk to a manager. Okay, so I call the manager over. I am like in my head. Of course, I don't say this out loud. I'm just sitting there, tapping my fingers on the desk, doing nothing, waiting for a manager to come over. Because I am fully confident that no one would ever okay this return. She okayed it. And then the woman literally turned right around and bought a bunch of groceries with it. Like, well, that's a $22 cash loss. Okay, that's on your head. I put your name on that receipt, so whatever. Okay, that's a direct cash loss to the store. We couldn't even resell the vitamin thing because it had been opened. Direct cash loss to the store. $44 cash loss on the vitamins and then on the $22 worth of groceries that she bought. Direct $44 cash loss to the store. Unbelievable. I about damn near lost my fucking mind. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't actually believe it. I was just floored that she actually okayed that. Who in the hell would have ever okayed that? Like, oh my gosh. That is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And then the other one actually happened today. So, booth person, ironically the supervisor, calls me over because he wants to know about this debit card caching fee, the $3 debit card caching fee we have there that we charge people um, for withdrawing amounts over $100. Because we're not a bank, we're not an ATM. We charge you money when you take exorbitant amounts of cash out of our drawers. That fee has been in place as long as I've worked here. And in our really, really old policy binder that describes to us how to use point of sale software that we don't even have installed, the UI looks nothing like what we have on our screens, and it looks a lot older. Just by looking at it, it just looks like it's an older technology, older interface design. So this really old policy binder we have, which we still follow because the policies are all the same, it's just the guidelines on how to do stuff in the computers is all completely worthless because we don't have those computers. But the policies are all still in effect, which is why the binder hasn't been replaced. It's just the point of sale operating procedures part could probably be torn out and thrown in the garbage. But the policies are still in place because they haven't changed. So it's all, and she says she's refusing to pay this $3 fee because there's never been a fee before. Well, if you haven't withdrawn over $100 before, then there wouldn't ever be a fee. Oh, of course I've drawn over $100 before. I do it all the time. Yeah, I'm sure you just come over here and cash out $100 off your debit card at Kroger all the time because that's just the most normal thing to do. It's like I tell her like that's the fee. Like it rings up. Like that's what it is. Like I can't change the fee. That's what it is. Here comes the manager. Manager says just give it to her. Okay, well, I mean, it's not a huge thing. It's just a three, like it's a really small thing. It's like something you don't even worry about. $3. I mean, under $10 without a receipt, we just don't even care about it. Basically, if it's under $10, we don't keep any kind of records of it. If it's under $10, what was I gonna say? But like the problem is the policy precedent you're setting. Like you can't. It's just bad business to establish a precedent like that. Like what she's saying makes absolutely no sense at all. That fee exists. It's always been in place. Like that's such I don't know. It's so. I mean, obviously there are cases. Well, I don't know, like cases that you'd go against company policy. There aren't that many of them. Mostly it's just stuff that like is causing you like a money loss, but it's still good for business. Like when we did the 224 cases of soda for $10, well, of course we ran out of those pretty quick. So I signed off on a lot of 4 12 packs for 10. Was the same amount of cans, right? The only difference is it's cheaper for us as a store to buy the 24 can cases. So yeah, we do suffer a cash loss, but it's a completely reasonable request. It's a completely reasonable thing to do, and I've done stuff before, like swapping out items and stuff like that. Like I don't even know, like I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like the policy is pretty clear. It's not like very specific and far-reaching. It's just a few exceptions that are pretty clear. Like returns over $10 must have a receipt. Stuff like that. And fees are fees. We don't waive them. We waive what we do. I mean, the fee without a card is 350. I mean, grand freaking Kroger cards are free, and the cashiers literally scan a like generic one at the end of every transaction if you don't have one, just so you get the discounts. Not their own though. They're not allowed to scan their own because then you get the fuel points for that order. That's stealing fuel points. That's basically theft because the fuel points are money that converts into savings off gas. So they're treated as cash, and stealing fuel points, especially by an employee, is definitely considered theft. I know there's some stupid kid who does it because somebody told me he did it. I'm like, really? That's pretty interesting. Or let one of the supervisors know. Oh well, don't steal. And they know they're not allowed to do that. And they're pretty clear about what you are and are not allowed to do. Policies are clear. But it's like, oh, let me just overrule this policy. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to overrule the next time when she comes back? Like, well, I'm like always upfront with people about the fees. Like, people know the fees are going to come when they're paying bills and stuff. But like stuff like the debit card cashing, people usually don't expect a fee out of that. I mean, there is no fee if it's under $100. But I always tell them, oh, there's a $3 fee if you're getting over 100. There's a $3 fee for cashing checks, which is utterly ridiculous. The the check cashing fee should be the same as the debit card fee, $3 over 100, not $3 in any case. So this random little girl, well, not little girl, but like middle school, high school age, like ninth grade freshman or whatever, comes up with the check that grandma wrote her when she did babysitting for grandma. Of course, grandma pays her in a check for like $27. I tell her it's going to be a $3 fee to cash a $27 check, which is ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous. But there's nothing I can do about it. It's stupid. I mean, she can't cash the check here because she doesn't have a driver's license, and our system does require a driver's license to cash a check. So it wouldn't have actually worked anyways. But I mean, it's like, to be honest, I would have just voided off that fee because that is just stupid. I mean, we're supposed to charge $1 per page of faxes when we're making faxes for people, which is insane. I have never heard of a place that charges $1 per page, maybe like 25 cents or 10 cents a page. I have never charged someone for a fax because no one's ever sent more than like 1 or 2 pages. I mean, if you're coming at me with a stack of papers, I'm like, okay, that is going to cost you money, but I'm probably going to make it something reasonable. I like look through the whole stack. Well, how many papers is? Oh, like 25. Well, how's $2 sound? That's like, what is that? Probably like 8 9 cents a page, basically, because it's slightly less than 10 cents a page. So I don't know. So I mean, yeah, it's pretty reasonable, I guess, considering it costs us probably less than a penny to send the electricity through the fax lines. So that's pretty reasonable, right? Like I do a lot of bullshit for people, but it's reasonable. It's not even bullshit. It's completely reasonable stuff that I do for people. Like I don't exactly go out of my way to bend head over heels for these people and do everything I can, But I do everything I can for them within reason, within reason, within reasonable requests, like price checks and stuff. Oh, this rang up wrong. Well, I'm sorry, but I have to go verify that price. I can't just give you whatever price you tell me it is. I have to verify that. I mean, if it's busy and it's a small price difference, I just waive it and give it to them. But if it's like a big price difference, like, oh, this is supposed to be like $2 cheaper, I'm like, I'm probably going to need to go look at that. And part of the reason you do it, I mean, one woman, so she was telling me she bought this like pre-made salad or whatever, and it came up as like $6.49. She's like, "Oh, it's supposed to be $4.49." I'm like, "I need to go back there and look at that." And I was walking back there with her. It was kind of late at night. It was one of the nights I was closing the store, and she said something about as like, I don't think she was complaining. I think she was just making something like, "Oh, you need to make sure I'm telling the truth." So I was like, well, it's not only that, it's like I need to see why it's not ringing up. Like if the tag says 449, it's supposed to be 449. I need to let someone know so they can fix this in the computer. So someone who isn't like paying a lot of attention to their receipt doesn't get overcharged $2. Or if it's a sale it's supposed to be expired, I need to take the tags down so people actually know the correct price of what they're purchasing. I mean, that's why I go back and verify the sale, because I need to figure out what's going on, why this isn't ringing up. Like, did the person grab the wrong item? Like, did they grab the bigger size item instead of the small one? Like, they misread the where the labels are pointing to? Or what? Like, what's the issue here? Like, I need to figure out why it's ringing up wrong. And if it's legitimately ringing up wrong, like, and that I remember the salad because that was actually an error. That was an error. It was supposed to be 449. The tag said 449. I was looking at the tag. It was like salad, whatever, this size. I'm like looking at the thing in my hand. I'm like, yep, that's supposed to be 449. So I went over to the guy. It was a deli department thing. So I went over to the guy at the deli. I was like, hey, these ring up wrong. They're like all on the shelves. They say 449. They ring up as $6. He's like, oh, okay. So I guess he got on that pretty quickly. Hope so, because that's pretty bad. But and I was doing a lot of that today. Like I was about to freaking lose my mind today. So I went back. So someone said, "Oh, these chips are supposed to be 2 for $5." I go back, look at the chip aisle. I'm like, sure enough, there's a tag that says 2 for $5. Well, it expired on November 28th. Of course, the tag is still up. It's our mistake, so we still have to honor the tag, but we go and take the tag down. So I took the tag down. Then I looked and saw there was another one that was 2 for $5 with the same expiration date, and another. And I'm just looking up slowly. It's like that scene from Daddy Daycare where Eddie Murphy walks into the bathroom and there's just shit everywhere and he's just looking around the whole restroom in horror. That was basically my experience in that aisle. Like this whole aisle, like every tag in this aisle was like 2 for $5. And they all expired on November 28th. We have a whole aisle of tags that expired freaking almost a week ago and they've been up 6 days past their expiration date, or 5 days past their expiration date. They should have been taken down 5 days ago, and they're still up. All of them, every single one. It wasn't like one tag. It was like all of them were still up. I was like, you are not serious. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Like I've had stores where stuff is bad, and I've had bullshit, and I've had mistakes. This is just ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. That is insane. And there was an Asian woman who was buying eggs. Oh, the eggs are supposed to be 3.49. Run back, like sprint back to the back. Look at the price of the eggs real quick. Sprint back, scan some old guy out for an ID check, and then come up to her, override the eggs price, and then she's like, I have some feedback for you. Like this happens a lot, frequently when I come here. I'm like, well, I explained to her the situation. Like, she's like, stuff rings up wrong because of the sale. I'm like, well, this situation wasn't anything ringing up wrong. The eggs are not supposed to be on sale anymore. The tag was expired, or the sale has ended. The sale has expired. The tag should be taken down. And I had a little tag in my hand because I took it off the shelf. I don't take the whole price off because the tags are split like in half, where you tear off half the tag that has the sale. Like, they're actually designed to be torn off to be taken down. But, I was like, this sale tag was supposed to be taken down, and it wasn't. But I totally get where you're coming from. Like, no, this is like the third thing I've had today, and it's honestly ridiculous because I'm sick and tired of this. Like, we shouldn't have to change the prices on this stuff. These tags are not supposed to be up. And I said, I complained to the supervisor, like, you need to like tell somebody, because the file maintenance team is the time people that put up the tags and change the price of everything in the store. You need to tell somebody about this because this is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. I said, go look at that chips aisle. Everything on every tag on that aisle has expired, and they're still all up. That is unreal. That's completely ridiculous. I've got a customer here complaining about it. I'm complaining about it because it's ridiculous. I'm about to lose my freaking mind over this. Utterly ridiculous. So, just, I mean, how do you even lose track of that? Like, don't they have some kind of system that notifies them? Like, ding, 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 hey, take all these tags down. Like, shouldn't that show up when they go onto their computer? Like, oh, what do I have to do today? Oh, look at all these tags that are expired. Huh, maybe we should go take them down. Or do they just have to go and look at the store and do it all by hand? Like, there has to be some kind of, or is it just the employee not doing the job? Like, where is the failure here? Like, I don't know anything about the file team. Just like, where is the failure here? Like, where is the failure? Like, what needs to change? Because this is stupid. This is completely ridiculous. I mean, how can you even have that? I don't know. It was gonna drive me crazy. Then it's like the other thing, stupid thing that happened is, what was it? Oh, so the floor supervisor, who is technically my boss, who's above me in the chain of command, is manning the booth, and I'm working at self-checkout because they've got no one else to do self-checkout, and they've got no one else to do the booth, but they've got two supervisors, so they stick one of them in the booth. And he calls me over to the booth pretty regularly, just asks me some basic stuff. One of the questions he did call me over, like the computer wasn't letting him do something, and I was like, I just said just void it and move to the other computer because this thing is acting really stupid. Like, it wasn't letting, like, we were returning some stuff, but it wasn't letting us change the price so we could refund it at the correct price. Like, it wasn't letting us put the price, and it was just, as soon as you hit enter, it would clear the field out, and you had to put it was just stuck on some kind of weird loop. Even voiding the transaction and starting over didn't do anything to fix it. So I just moved it to the other computer. That worked fine. He called me over for the woman with the debit card fee, which was completely stupid. Can't believe the manager okayed that. Totally dumb. Then he calls me over for help using the bill payment software computer we have, the check-free bill payment, which, to be fair, a lot of new boothies have a trouble with because even though check-free is really easy to use, once you understand it, you don't get, it's very rare. It's one of the least common things we do in the booth. No one has a lot of practice with the system, and if you don't understand like how to properly navigate through the fields, it can be a pain to use. Like, I remember when I first started in the booth, I hated check free. Check free is actually one of the easiest things to do. I hate goddamn Western Union. I've got a story about them. But so he calls me over for check free help. I just come into the booth. I'm like, "Oh, how you doing, ma'am? How can I help you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to pay my water bill." He goes over to the other end of the booth at the other computer to help a customer because he's got a line. So I look at her bill stub. She's paying her water bill. She owes the county $43.57. I look at the computer screen, see a little message box. You have entered $4,357. Is this correct? Press enter to accept or escape to cancel and edit the transaction. I fucking hit escape with the force of 1,000 suns. I deleted that whole transaction, logged out of his account, logged into mine, and started over from scratch. Typed in her account number, typed in her bill payment, rang her up, checked her out, and she was actually a regular customer. She actually recognized me and thanked me for helping out her and him. Like, she said, "Thank you for helping out me and him." Not a problem, ma'am. Because the thing that makes check free different from every other thing we have here, even the Western Union computer will automatically put the dot between the dollars and cents, like the period, because the way it types, it starts from the end and goes out. So if you're ringing someone up for $130, you just type 1, 3, and then 0 3 times. It automatically puts it there. Checkfree doesn't do that. It starts from instead of starting from the right side of the text box, it starts from the left side. And you have to type the dollar amount and then hit period and then put in the cents amount. And he didn't know to do that. He damn near paid her water bill for the next 100 years. Oh my gosh. That would have been a cash loss. That would have been a cash loss, to say the least. I don't know what the hell even would have happened. I mean, it it wasn't. You probably could have just canceled the transaction. Like water bills and stuff, it'll tell you at the start of the transaction if you cannot cancel the transaction after it's gone through. Like rent, you can't do. I know with rent bills, you cannot cancel the transaction. But most other bills you can. That's why the rent payment is so important to collect and then process the payment. Or to collect their payment and then process the bill. Like most other stuff, it doesn't matter what order you do. It's that I've never had someone run off without paying after it prints out their stub. Um, I've never heard of it happening at this store or by any of the other people who work with, except one guy in one case. But it's just, you just go and cancel it. It's not a problem. You just go into previous transactions or into transaction history and you just find the most recent transaction and just delete it. Of course, before deleting it, you get on the phone with the police, call them up, say, hey, whoever just tried to pay his water bill, left without paying, might want to make a note of that. I don't know if you would actually do that because then it's like, well, you guys should take the payment for, well, like, you can take them both at the same time. Just ring it up, get ready to hit enter. So the way I do it is I ring it all up, get ready to hit enter, and then as soon as I take their payment on the point of sale system, I just hit enter and the payment goes through. Or if they're paying multiple bills, that's when you kind of just gotta put it all on one ticket, just print out the stubs, and if they run off, well, I've got all your information sitting right here in front of me with all these stubs, so I'll let somebody know that you're a dishonest individual, and someone else can figure out what to do with that. I don't know the policy proceedings on that, I just do it, and it's never turned out poorly. So, whatever. What else? I had another. Oh, Western Union. Oh, gosh. So, Western Union gives me grief because I don't know anything about Western Union. Western Union is a convoluted disaster of hidden policies and fees and upcharges and just random bullshit that I hate dealing with. I hate dealing with Western Union so much. Like, if the person's transaction doesn't immediately go through perfectly fine, I am in for a long night because I have to get on the phone with customer service. I have to be so. I think I may have already put this in a previous video, but it's the two people trying to send money. Like, it's husband and wife trying to send money to one of their brothers. And, well, they can't send the original transaction because of some kind of limit. So what did they do? They split it up into two transactions, half the dollar amount on each transaction, and they send both transactions. Well, lo and behold, the guy can't pick up his money because he's still under the same restricted limit. So I have to get on the phone with Western Union, refund the first transaction, get on the phone with them again, refund the second transaction, then resend both transactions to apparently like this other guy's father or whatever. That works. But it was like a 45-minute procedure. It's ridiculous. And then my most recent experience with Western Union customer service, I get on the phone with Western Union because this woman is trying to wire money to a bank account. She gives me all the banking information. Well, the only problem is I have a 9-digit account number character field, and she has a 12-digit bank account number. So obviously I cannot send her money. So I ask her, is there any other account number, like any other information or anything like that? She's like, no, this is the account number. Like, this is the bank. This is the account number. I'm like, okay. So I get on the phone with Western Union. I'm wade my way through the robots menu. Like, all this stuff is like for editing, canceling transactions, like, and for fraud information. Like, I literally just, I should have just kept hitting operator. I just needed to ask someone, like, hey, I have a simple question that needs a simple answer. Do you guys not do service to this bank? Or not, or like, does she have the wrong kind of account number? Like, I just need a simple answer for a very, very simple question. So I get transferred. So the initial person who picks up immediately, so the Western Union has to verify who you are with like all your operator information and stuff like that, and you just confirm it all. And then she, after verifying all of my information, she says, "Well, I'm gonna transfer you to the bank transfer department." I'm like, "Okay." So I guess she's just the general customer service recipient. I get transferred to the bank account department, have to verify all my information again, and then I get transferred to the bank wire transfer specialist. Like, this is immediately, like, I'm just not even finished talking, and the guy is just like, oh, I'm going to transfer you to the specialist. I'm like, okay. And then I get on the phone with someone else. I'm like, okay, so I just have a question. Like, so I've got a woman here, like, oh, let me transfer you to the validation team. I'm relaying this all to this poor, unfortunate Asian lady who's just trying to send some money to somewhere. And she's just like sighing and losing her mind. And she's forgiving to me because she understands it's not my fault. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. And so I get to this validation team or whatever. I don't even remember what the hell the guy said they were. So I verify all my information, and then the guy tells me he cannot help me because the phone number I'm calling him from doesn't match the phone number he has on file for my store, which is complete bullshit. I call Western Union all the time from that same store phone. I pick up that phone and I call them all the time for all sorts of related issues. I have never been told this before. It is complete bullshit. So I just put down the receiver and that was that. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just got transferred 4 times and then hung up on by customer service. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I just need an answer for a very, very simple question. Like, does she have the wrong account number? Do you guys just not do service to this bank? Is this like an international law thing because she's trying to send it to Australia? Is there some kind of law or something? Is it a different account number? Is it an international account number? Is it a routing number? I just need a very, very simple answer to a question that really isn't that complicated. Like, why can she not send her money? Like, it's not giving me a transaction error or anything. It's just I don't have enough characters to type in her account number. Like, I just need a really, really simple question answered, and I can't even get that. I have to deal with ridiculous amounts of bullshit. I don't even know where to begin. It's just insane. And then they just hang up on me because apparently my phone number isn't on file. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. That was just ridiculous. But so, as I was start talking at the start of the video, I was thinking about like maybe quitting my job. It's like I don't know. My job really doesn't pay me shit. I make 8.50 an hour for doing all this. I do so much for this stupid store. Like, I don't really have anything against them. It's just like I'm not sure if I can just deal with this anymore. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know if I can just take this customer facing shit anymore. Like, I don't know if I'd be fine with a back end job. Maybe I should just transfer to a back end, preferably in just a different store. Maybe to get out of this for a while or something. Because I'm about to lose my fucking mind if I have to deal with one more bullshit ass customer. One more bullshit ass situation. I swear I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Oh, Just ridiculous. I was complaining to one of the store managers and the supervisor because they were both standing there talking, and I'm running back damages. And I used to work at a store. I came from a very small store, a very old store, in a different area of town. And this store had a lot of problems with it. The biggest problem the store had was theft. But there were also many, many, many other problems, like stuff doesn't ring up right, bad products, lazy employees, people that don't do shit, rude people, and stuff like that. The store had a lot of problems. There was a lot of things wrong with it. Um, but the store did do some things better than this store. Like, I've worked at 3 Krogers. I've shopped at many more. Just because I like going to other stores and just seeing the way things are, seeing if there's setups or anything, if I see people doing things better or differently, maybe it's like, well, maybe I could try that. Maybe I should do this. Like, oh, maybe I should tell someone about this. Like, at the deli self checkout, I used to work over in the deli self checkout. I still do sometimes. But you used to get literally nobody over there the whole day. You'd be like almost an hour in between customers. You'd get like 1 to 2 customers an hour. And I think it was because the position of the deli self checkout, you couldn't see it from anywhere except the deli ordering counter, and you had to be looking directly at it to see it. And there was no signage or anything indicating it. And I always told people, hey, we should put up a sign. We should put up a sign. Lo and behold, we put up a sign, and you actually get it's not busy by any means. You get like one customer every like 5 to 10 minutes, but you still get people regularly coming over there, and even just regular shoppers who are buying like 2 things on just happen to exit out that side of the store. Like, hey, can I pay here? Sure. And anyone who's doing their waiting at Starbucks while they're got their small cart of groceries, well, I'll just pull them over. Hey, are you ready to check out? I can help you out over here. But and throughout all my Krogering, basically, I have never seen a store with a go back situation so disastrous as mine. Like, the go backs baskets we have are just filled to the brim to the point where there's items just stacked on top of them. There's huge cart baskets just full of just stuff, and it's just sitting there. It is ridiculous. I have never seen anything like it anywhere. I mean, 336, I mean, they did an amazing job with go backs, especially compared to here. I mean, not like the people I worked with did a good job, and that's why I developed such a good head for it. Perishables must immediately go back to the department. Also with alcohol. This actually came up because the supervisor said, "Why alcohol?" I'm like, maybe that was just the person who was talking to me about it at the time, or maybe it had something to do with the go backs cart being situated right next to the exit. So someone could just, hey, free beer, and run out the door. Maybe it had something to do with just the particular setting of the place, or I don't know, but I've always treated alcohol as a must go back immediately, the same with any other perishable. Produce, any refrigerated or frozen product, meat, must go back immediately. Any expensive product, anything in a safer, must go back immediately. Safer, if it was taken out of the safer, which is those plastic cases they put on really expensive products that are really easy to steal, like really small things, um, or anything frequently purchased by teenagers, like condoms. If it's been taken out of the safer, has to go back to the drug department immediately so it can be put back in a safer and put back on the shelf because we don't have a way to open them and arm them. We can only unlock them and disarm them. The go back situation here is unreal in terms of how terrible it is. Like, I was sorting through the go backs, like they just had me doing busy work on Friday because it was actually kind of slow in the afternoon. It picked up crazy at night. And I've got another rant about that. It picked up crazy at night, but in the afternoon it was really slow, so I was just mostly relaxing around, just not much to do, just doing busy work, cleaning up registers, cleaning up aisles, facing stuff, doing go backs, and I was sorting out the when I was getting ready to do all the go backs, I was sorting stuff out into the baskets because people just throw whatever the hell they have in their hands in whatever the hell random basket. I make no attempt to use the aisle labeling on the baskets to sort anything. They just throw it in wherever. And I'm sorting through all the damages. And all this stuff I'm taking back because the damage is here. They just throw them in a huge cart and wheel them back to receiving, and receiving doesn't want all the rancid meat and rotten produce in their area, so they just bring it back up here. Because that's not what we're supposed to do with it. At my old store, the perishable damages were taken back to the departments. The only thing taken to the back was markdowns and damaged products. Not perishables that expired, but damaged products and stuff that was to be marked down, like water cases that had been busted open or cans that were dented, things that could still be sold but would have to be marked down. What else? So I'm just sorting out the go backs, right? And I'm taking all the damages back, all to the correct departments, the way it's supposed to be done, but for some reason, the way we do not do it at this store. And I was really, really frustrating to just take all this now damaged product back. I took one damaged product back. It was a thing of syrup with a busted open lid. Of course, we can't sell that. We can't even mark that down. The lid is completely busted open, like it was leaking. I wrapped it up in a bag and a towel, or in a napkin. Well, I guess it's like a little roll of paper towels, like a paper towel in a bag, because it was leaking and it was sticky. That was the only thing damaged I took. Everything else I was taking back was just warm produce that has to be kept cold, gross meat, warm cheese, warm milk, warm frozen product. Like, I guarantee you, and I was literally telling this exact same thing to the supervisor and the manager. Like, I guarantee you, when the customer said, oh, I don't want that, oh, I changed my mind, oh, that's too expensive, this was perfectly fine to go back on the shelf. Someone just has to take it back and put it back. That's all they have to do. And no, they didn't. They just throw it in the go backs basket with the rest of the stuff, and it just goes bad. Now we can't sell it. We lose our money. It's just ridiculous. Like, I took one damaged product back. One. And I took back many, many trips of many baskets to the department. I had a full basket of 2 warm gallons of milk, a warm carton of eggs, and many things of warm cheese to the dairy. Had 2 warm frozen pie crusts to take to the frozen department, a warm thing of meat to take to the um, meat department, a thing of marked down cupcakes because the icing was all messed up on them, to take it back to the bakery department to be scanned out because they expired 2 days ago. I guarantee you they'd been in that cart for well over 2 days. I guarantee you, because that's just what happens with that Go Backs cart. It just sits there for days and days and days, and people just keep throwing shit in it, and they never put it back. And just the produce to take back to the produce department that I guarantee you was just fine 2 days ago, or however the hell long ago it was, people decided they didn't want it. Like, it has to go back now, fast. Run it back. Like, when people say run this back to the meat department, oh, they don't mean walk it back to the meat department. They mean goddamn run. Because, yeah, you've got people to check out. You've got groceries to bag. You've got other duties to do. That's why you do this fast. It has to be done. But you do it quickly. Oh, it takes too long. Well, I don't know where it goes. Well, then goddamn give it to somebody who does. Like, oh, I don't know where the frozen pie crust goes. Well, goddamn throw it in any freezer. Someone, like, it's better to just have the product in some random location where it won't go bad than to have it lost. Because if it's in some random place where it won't go bad, like, at least it doesn't go bad. It can still be sold. Like, hey, I'm shopping for Eggos. Oh, hey, look, here's a pie crust. Maybe I need that too. Like, of course that never happens. They're just like, why the fuck's this pie crust in the Eggos? But, like, you get what I'm saying. It's better than nothing, right? It's not much, but it's something. It's just ridiculous. Just so, just crazy. I don't even know. It's just so frustrating to deal with this kind of stuff. To deal with, like, I don't even know if it's just laziness or ineptitude. Like, inability can be fixed. Like, you can tell people the correct way to do things. But if you tell them the correct way to do things, you tell them where things go, you tell them the way things are supposed to be done, and they don't do it, that's just them being lazy. I mean, you can't fix that, but it's just so frustrating to deal with. I know I said I had another rant. I'm trying to remember for the life of me what it was. Oh, yeah. The busyness at night, and that was the one night I had the one machine with the jammed cash box, so I had to shut the whole damn machine down. You know why? Because I'm not allowed to put up signs on my self checkout machines. Cause oh, we're not Fiesta, we're not Walmart, we're so much better than that. We're fucking Kroger, yo. We don't have signs on our self checkout machines because we're too cool for that. Okay, well then I guess I'll shut the whole goddamn machine down because I can't be bothered to stand next to it at every hour of every minute, telling every person who walks up to it, hey, card only, no cash back, no cash back. Or if the pin pad's not working, cash only, cash only, cash only. Like, and I can't do that. I have five other machines to worry about. I've got five potential, maybe more other customers to worry about because if someone comes in the building, oh hey, where do I find this? How do I whatever. Like I've got a lot of things to do. I can't be bothered to stand next to this machine and just tell people part of it's not working. So I just shut the whole machine down and deal with extra people in my line and people waiting in line. That it's just what I have to deal with because I'm not allowed to put up a sign over the bill or over the where you can put money that says no cash, or I can't put a sign over the pin pad that says cash only. Like, why? That's so stupid and inefficient. That doesn't even make sense. I don't understand it. It's just so dumb. Like, it's just the implied, like they're not in an arrogant tone of voice or anything, but it's a complete implied arrogance that, oh, we're so much better than everything else. Like, why? That's so stupid and backwards logic that doesn't even make sense. Like, I can deal with having five and a half machines working. Dealing with only five machines is really, 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 really hard because having one extra machine open, you would not believe how bad the line piles up when I've got one machine down. Like if I have all six machines operating, I can expedite the line really, really, really fast. It's just like that one machine could be taking the three customers. Like let's say, so I have six machines and there's five customers, and so one new customer shows up, goes to an open machine instead of waiting in line, and then another person checks out, and another one shows up. So I've got a constant flow in and out. Well, if I have one machine down and it's busy, I'm losing one machine off of that flow, so I've got people stacking up in line. And there's just nothing I can damn do about it because I have a machine that's turned off and I can't do anything about it because the cash box is jammed. I don't have keys to open the machine. I sure as hell don't have keys to open the cash box and unjam it. I mean, they've given me the keys before. I'm like, hey, I have the self checkout machine keys. Can I fix it? I can fix this because I know how to fix this. It's not hard to fix a goddamn jammed machine. You just open the coin thing, spin the little coin belt around, and bam, whatever's jamming it up pops out. Usually it's a sideways crushed up dime or some demented coin or some foreign coin or whatever the hell it is. And the bill box is just some crumpled bill that's just squished in there and the machine is now jammed. It's so easy to fix these machines. Like literally the only thing that ever happens to them is they jam. It's so easy to fix them. You just open them up and unjam them. But do I have the self-checkout machine keys that open the machines? No, I don't. I can't fix them. Do I have the ability to put a goddamn sign in front of my machine that says cash only? No, I don't even have that. It's just unbelievably frustrating to deal with. Like, I feel like I'm fighting against like my own fucking people here. Like I'm just fighting this losing battle against the whole damn universe. It's just so frustrating sometimes. It's like I don't know, there's only so much I can do. I do a lot for this store. And it's like I don't like I'd like to stay here, but sometimes I'm like for just these last few days, I've just been really fed up with the amount of bullshit I've had to deal with. Like I'm just not I just can't deal with it anymore. It doesn't help the fact I get paid $8.50 an hour, the same as every other moron on the front end who shows up half the time and does a lazy ass job. Like, I show up on time every goddamn day. I have never once called out my shift. I've showed up when I'm feeling shitty. You know why? Because there's no one else going to be showing up at goddamn 6 in the morning to do my job. So I'm the only one that's going to be there. I feel like shit. I mean, they actually did let me go home 2 hours early because they had someone else to take over from me and they knew I felt like shit. So they actually let me go home earlier, which was really fucking nice of them, you know? But it's like, goddamn. And these people just call in all the fucking time or don't even show up and don't tell us they're not even coming. I mean, on Saturday, one guy called in 6 minutes after his shift was supposed to start. It's like 5:06. So where the hell is this guy? Oh, we got a call from him. Oh, I can't make it today. Oh my god. And it's like I work my ass off. I do like goddamn everything. I go so fucking far above and beyond my job duties. Not even for anything. Like I do it because I don't do it because I expect to be rewarded. I do it because like I want to do a good job. Like I don't like my area being messy. So you know what I'll do? I'll get the broom out of the closet and sweep up my area. I'll get the spraying solution and wipe down my machines, wipe down the sides, the screens, the scales, everything, so they don't look fucking gross. Like it has to do so much stuff that like other people don't do. Like when I go on break and I come back, I got this kid sitting here on the attendant computer, just literally on his phone, just tapping on his phone. And it's like there's this one woman who's like fumbling through the self checkout process. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Do your fucking job. She clearly needs help using the goddamn machine. Like, get off your fucking goddamn stupid phone and go do your job. Like, I'm not even clocked in and I'm checking people's IDs and helping them out with the machines. And like, I literally just got here. I want to go fill my water bottle up and clock in. I don't even have like my barcode printed out yet. And where the hell is the guy who's supposed to be doing this? Nowhere to be fucking seen. And I'm having to like manually type in my code on every single machine. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, how much can I do? And it's just so frustrating to deal with just everything at the same time and just try to work my way through it all. Oh, beat my head against a fucking register. Swear to God. It's about to go crazy. And it's like the amount of, I mean, somebody delegated somebody to that aisle to take all those damn expired chips tags down because I was going to go do that later that night, but I never did. Not only did I really never get the chance to, I finally got a chance to towards kind of like the end of my shift, but I went over and looked and like they were all gone. I'm like, somebody took them down. Like, I mean, even what I'll do late at night, because I know they put the go backs in such a low priority is part of the problem with why there's so many of them. So what I'll do late at night when there's no customers in the building, I'll go outside, I'll go round up all the shopping carts and push them into the garages and the corrals and inside the building so there's no carts in the parking lot, so when the opening bagger gets here and it's dead as fuck and there's only small orders coming through and they don't need a bagger on the register because the cashier can handle themselves, the bagger can go do the go backs. So I do that because it's like it's not so much like wanting to get paid more for doing what I do. Like I don't do, hey, I just did this, can you pay me more? I do it because it's like it's the right thing to do. Like I actually care about doing a good job. I actually care about having like a nice and presentable store, even if I'm not a store manager. Like I am the face of the store. Like I don't run the store, like but I make the store run. You know, like the whole additive saying and stuff like that. Like I am the face of the store. I am the person people go to when they're fucking complaining about shit. And you know why? Because I'm always there. I work 40 hours a week. I work so consistently in the same areas of the store. I always work like the late self-checkout shift or I work at like any shift in the service desk or an early cashier shift. I'm consistently always in like the same three places, and people have actually come to know and recognize me, and people will seek me out for assistance. Like I had one woman telling me that she came over to self checkout, like not to check out because she needed help, like knowing about how like the gift cards, 4 times fuel points coupon on the gift cards works. You know why she came over to me? Because I've helped her before. She recognizes me and she knows I know what I'm talking about, and she knows I know I can help her. And I've had people who do that, who will come seek me out in that building to ask me questions or even to help bring them up because they know I will do a good job and I will give them good service because I care about doing a good job. Like, I never give people like a half-assed answer, like, oh, I don't know. And, like, my answer, like, well, I don't know. Let me find someone who does. Let me call someone from that department. Let me call someone from the drug department. Let me ask someone from produce. Oh, you're looking for this item? Well, I don't know where it is, but I know who does know where it is. Hey, meat department, where do you guys have this? Like, I don't just leave people hanging because, like, I understand. Like, I am a customer. I am an employee, but I'm also a customer. Like, I go shopping. So I understand that when you need assistance as a shopper, it can be really frustrating to be given the runaround. Like when you call customer service and get transferred 4 fucking times. Like that's really, really frustrating. I mean, I understand that people get frustrated because that's what happens when they call me and I don't know what the hell to tell them. Like, ma'am, all I can do is transfer your call to somebody who can answer your question because I cannot answer it. I do not know the answer, but I cannot make them pick up their goddamn telephone. I can only page the store so many times. I'm doing everything in my power to get your phone call answered, but there's limits to what I can do from this telephone desk. But sometimes, like right now, I'm just actually really, 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 really frustrated with everything. And that's why I was doing like legitimate job searches tonight. I was looking for, because I know there's places I drive all the goddamn time. I drive for fucking fun. I roll down my windows late at night and just drive because I find it very, very relaxing to just drive down random streets. If I feel like going fast down the highway, if I feel just like going through neighborhoods, or I just feel like going at medium speed through like shopping centers, maybe looking for something to eat late night. And it also helps me know the area, become more familiar with the area. But it's just very, 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 very relaxing to just drive with your windows down after a long day, just cruise. You know, it's incredibly relaxing and I love doing it. But you drive by a lot of places that have now hiring signs out front. You know who's hiring? Home Depot, Walmart, Houston Garden Center. You know what these places pay? A fuck of a lot better than my job. And it's like, maybe the produce isn't greener at Walmart, but the paychecks sure as hell are. Maybe I'll be dealing with the same bullshit. Maybe I won't. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck in this hole. And like, maybe I should try to get out of it. That's the biggest frustration that I'm feeling right now, is I'm stuck in this damn hole with all this stupid shit just falling on top of me. Like, maybe it won't be any different anywhere else. Maybe this is just what retail is like. But I should very much like to just try something else. Maybe backroom at just a different store, just like stocking, putting items on the shelves, changing my perspective. Because this shit is gonna make me lose my fucking mind. I swear to God. I mean, I don't do things to be paid more, but the amount of stuff I do and the fact I don't get anything for it is actually really frustrating to me, to be honest. Because the supervisors get more money than I do. Am I a supervisor? Fuck no. Who does a supervisor call when they need help? Me. Do I get paid more for that? You think I get fucking paid more for that? God, hell no. It's just so frustrating. Goddamn supervisor who has worked for here 20 years can't figure out how to void a fucking money order. I didn't even know we could void fucking money orders. I'd successfully do it on my first try. Like, what the fuck? Like, she's telling me, oh, I already typed in this, all these numbers. She's pointing at all the numbers that prints out all over the damn money order. Well, I'm looking at the money order form, and I see there's another number she didn't point to. I'm like, well, what about this one? Oh, I tried every number. So I type in the number because I notice it's actually different from every other number printed on the money order, which is just the same serial number printed over and over again. This is the same serial number, except it has two extra digits preceding it and an additional digit at the end. So I typed in that serial number. It's like enter the amount to be voided, typed in the amount of the money order, and it says enter document into printer, put the money order into printer. It's stamped void about 40 times up and down that money order, and I said, I think I got it. Like, god damn, you should know how to do this shit. Like, why do I know how to do this shit? I didn't even know how to do it. I took a random fucking guess. I just guessed at it. I guessed. It's like, why? Why can you not? Like, I don't understand. And I don't even know. And I'm not fucking perfect at my job either. Like, I make mistakes. I fuck things up. Like, I'm being trained for a bookkeeper right now. The last time I was doing the training shift, I fucking didn't give a register a $20 bill. So someone's drawer was short $20, and it showed up that the safe was, like, off, and it's like, holy shit. And if the other guy wasn't there, the guy who was training me, catching me, all the fact I can't fucking count, I can't do math in my head, I would have fucked up a lot more registers than just that one. So I was thinking about just building the tills a completely different way, using that money counter machine, setting it to count out to a value, and just doing it that way. It would be slightly slower, but goddamn, slower is better than making those kinds of fucking mistakes, because you can't be making those kinds of fucking mistakes as a bookkeeper, because you're the one who's keeping track of everything. You can't be fucking up. Like, I mean, you can fuck up, but you cannot fuck up. Like, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, you can't be fucking that kind of shit up. You can't. So I'm like really, really invested in doing a good job, doing things the right way, like doing things the way management wants that. Like if the manager says it's this way, I mean it's that way, and there's nothing I can do about it. So it's that way now. But like I'm all about doing the right thing and doing things the right way. Maybe not necessarily the manager's way. Don't tell him I said that, but I am more concerned about doing a good job and doing things correctly and doing things the correct way and following the correct procedures, even if they ain't the company's procedures. I am more concerned about doing the right thing than I am doing anything else. I don't give a fuck about much else, to be honest. I just want to do a good job. I just want to do the right thing. And it's like, why is this so hard? Why do I have everything working against me here? It's just incredibly frustrating, you know? I don't know. I've gone on a rant for quite a while. But I think you guys understand where I'm coming from when I'm saying I'm getting really frustrated with my job here. You know? I really think you guys understand my talk now. I've been rolling for over an hour. I've been keeping an eye on that time, and I don't know where the hell the time goes. I guess I'm having a blast because I didn't even realize it was fucking 4:30 in the goddamn morning. Holy shit! I work at 10 a.m. in 2 days. Thankfully, not today because I'd be getting 5 hours of sleep and I'd be crying all day at work. But I'm actually off tomorrow. Well, today, but the next day I'm coming in at 10. The next 3 days I'm coming in at 5 a.m. So I've probably got to finish this up. It's basically wrapped up anyway. I think I was at the end of my rant. Um, Thank you all for sticking with me through it all. I hope it was interesting for you. I wasn't even thinking much about what I said. I kept losing my train of thought, going off on random tangents as I have a tendency to do. I'm very, 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 very tired right now. I want to go get some more milk, maybe another brownie. Um, but other than that, thank you all for watching. Hope you all sustained this hour-long video. Um, I hope you all have a great rest of your night, great rest of your day, great rest of your fucking 2 weeks until I find a goddamn time to make another one of these things. Alright, y'all have a good one. Take care. Peace out.